Oh, company towns here in Oak Hill, Ohio, basically, at Limestone Furnace. As you can see the Rolls Royce of Rediscovery in the background. We are here at Limestone Furnace, which had a peculiarly short life. It's probably why there's not much uh, really known about it, because there wasn't much to know. But right here we are. This is the main, if you call it that, the main road that comes up here. That you can then get this county road, and it goes on back through there for a little while. I don't know what, if anything, is back there that's actually, lived in or anything. I know it goes from a partially paved to a completely gravel-ish, just about 30 yards from here. I'm not going down that way. It doesn't matter. There's nothing that I can do down there today. But here we are. I assume that this must be where the railroad, CH&D road, is right here. This is CH&D road. So CH&D road here in Oak Hill will be the site of another furnace down just not that far from here at all. That's going to have a bit more of a background than this place, but this place is fantastically maintained. So who knows? Maybe we'll get more out of this. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. It's going to be a productive day in Oak Hill, Ohio, which is almost unheard of. Almost unheard of. So it's Sylvie Road is where you're looking for. But this is CH&D. California. Cincinnati, Hamilton, and Dayton. So that's the main part. My guess is that approximately in here somewhere, maybe right where I'm standing, is where the spur track, or one of the spur tracks, would have came off to deal with the furnace. Now, I don't know. We were out, we took the video down because I made several errors, and I hate to do that. But we were out at the Keystone Furnace, and it was way out in the middle of nowhere, even farther than this, believe it or not. But I was struck by something as soon as I came up on here. But this is probably one of the spur tracks, or the spur track for this place. And this is Limestone Furnace, which, if it looks huge from an approach, it's because it does just look huge, not just from approach, but in general. So we're going to climb up this small elevation and see what we can see. Okay, so we're here at, here we are. All right, so Rolls Royce of Rediscovery. All right, now we're going to go up in here first and foremost and see what's going on. There's a dedication of some sort right there, but I cannot see it, at least as we're standing here. Should have brought my binoculars, I guess. So we're gonna go up into this place now. Make plenty of noise, so that if there's something in here that doesn't want to share the space with me, maybe it'll get the fuck out. If it doesn't, it will probably get the fuck shot. All right. You can see there's all kinds of activity up in here. Animals coming up in, probably during rain. Okay, so now that I firmly made this an adult-only video, here we are. This is one of the places. It's fell in, I would say, probably from up top there at some point. Fell in. There's that. Going over this way. Here's the other one. It still appears to be more or less as it was when this place was going. Now, I'm going to try to give you as much of a kind of a tour of this place as I can. But it's free, it's open access. There's nothing stopping you. It's got a little sign to announce what it is. Now, look at the top of this. Pretty good ways up. I would estimate, let me see, I would estimate 50 to 60 feet, let's say, to the top of that. Probably more like 50, a little more in the 50s. But there that is. Now, this being structurally the strongest, ooh, right there is not good. That's a crack. Of course, it's inconsequential. There's this through here, like nothing big out through here. In winter, you could probably get up that way and get God knows how close to the top on this thing. I'm not sure, but we not doing that today because I don't feel like trying to use half a dozen mirrors to see if I have ticks on every potential possible aspect of my body. Yeah, I don't have the special pants on today, so here seems to be a snake pit right here, just begging for snakes. That is a piece off the top there that has hit with some force, and see, there's that stuff up that way. Hit with some force up that way. From there, had it been near the top, it looks like it's taken care of otherwise. Weird. Looks almost like something that would be a lot older than it is. But yeah, I'd say in the winter you could probably get back around. There might even be a path up there. I'm not sure. Weirdly smells like piss. Don't know if maybe sometimes people stay in here. It doesn't smell like an animal. Smells like human. Okay. Want to stick your hand in there? Go ahead. All right, that's just where we came out of. I'm gonna step into the shadows so that I can maintain some of the hydration I pounded down before I came out here. Up there, you can see, I don't know what those would have been. A couple of little places up there. Could have been maybe a sign. Whoops, well, we're back. Could have been something for the mine. I goofed it on accident, but since I can whatever, link these now, it's not a big deal. All right, so that is the Limestone Furnace of Limestone, Ohio. Once upon a time town in current Oak Hill, Ohio. The winner of attrition, I guess, starvation, actually, in the city wars around here at the time, if you would like to call it that. I do, because it makes it sound a lot more exciting than it actually was. Basically, this place didn't stick around too long. which I don't understand how that was the case. It's so massive. I mean, that's a lot. That's a hell of an investment. That's a lot of investment to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But I um, I don't know. But anyway, so this thing was out here for a few years. It did not. I mean, it was really super active for a few years, and then that was that. It did have a school and a church nearby and some things, the very basics, but nothing that I don't even think they had a post office. Of course, you think you'd have to figure to get the wood and everything, or coal or whatever, to man this thing and all this other stuff. And it did employ quite a few people and everything. But this was the star of the show, and as you can see from the sign out there, that once it blew out, and then that was that. So well, you know, this is kind of Darwinian almost. For anyone who has ever actually read The Origin of the Species by Charles Darwin, you'll first couple of chapters are required reading, even though they can be a bit much to have to try to get through. Is this a dead animal over here? Let's see. Nope. No, another stump. Now that is some old. That's an old stump. Been there for a minute. Yeah, anyway, so Charles Darwin, in his book, The Origin of the Species, one of his books, said that you could see the efforts of evolution, aka a successful mutation, in various plants, even to this day, that had a wide amount of variety. Now, this is to this day was the 1860s, so. But they had a wide amount of variety to this day, propagated very easily. They had some kind of vigor due to a permanent or temporary modification in their DNA that was having all these different shapes and sizes and colors being thrown by various plant life and other types of life. I use current plants at the time to illustrate this. And so he said that when that was happening, that was a sign of extreme vitality and everything. Well, and similarly, there were 6,000 ghost towns, or excuse me, company towns in Ohio that they know of, and 6,000. There were all kinds of places like this all over this place. They would spring up, try to come to life, and then often fail because of some kind of maladaptation of some sort or another. In the realm of life, it would be something like a mutation that didn't succeed. You grew a third arm and it didn't really work well, and it turned out and ended up causing your death. Therefore, you stopped. You didn't replicate, or didn't replicate enough, and your genes broke off, and then that was that. And in this case, it was the various changing aspects of Ohio. Once some things went out, that was it. If a railroad changed its path through your area because they had a cheaper and or more direct route, that they found some other way, they either pulled service or they reduced service, and therefore consequently smashed you out. But such was life. So if you were such was life. Luck had as much to do with it as anything else. And that's why Oak Hill is Oak Hill, a little hamlet of about 1,200 people. And Limestone, Ohio is basically a ruin with a couple of mines if you really want to spend a lot of time to try to find them. So it is what it is. Limestone, Ohio. This is Limestone Furnace, of the old company town, the far and away the jewel of the area. A brief moment in history, 6 years or so. Right here. Now, this next video, saying something doesn't tragically happen to me, I expire on CH&D Road. I will go down to Limestone Furnace, another place. It's a bit different. It's a bit different, but we'll see. But it's literally right down the road. Or in this case, it would be right down the railroad track from here. See you soon. Hopefully.